Prabhupada is taught the essence of all Shastra. One time we went to Sri Rangam. There used to be, actually when we first came to Sri Rangam, they had a sign there, non-Hindus allowed. There was one life member in Shishadipuram. He sent his car with us. So we went to Sri Rangam and we did not know. We're Westerners. So we tried to go over Darshan. He says, no. Non-Hindus allowed. You're Mlechas, you cannot go. The only person who can let you in is this Archaka. This Rangaraj Bhatta. Rangaraj Bhatta at that time was the chief Archaka of the Sri Rangam temple. So where does he live? Since we went there. So we see this Brahmin, big Brahmin. Oh, very big. Must have been. Those of you who know a little Sanskrit, Vishnor Alankaram Priyam, Brahmanam Bhojanam Priyam. You know? Yes, he fulfilled that. So he's there. He comes out of his house and says, oh, you have come. We did not know him. Says he offered his obeisances. He's come inside. First thing we see inside, there's a picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, what is this picture? Oh, we are descendants of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Really? Oh yeah, he lived, your Mahaprabhu came to this house. Actually, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Sri Rangam in about 15, 14, something like that, he stayed in that house to observe Chaturmasya, very old house. So they worship Mahaprabhu on the wall, that they're direct descendants of the relatives of Gopal Bhatta. And he told us, then he says, I will show you another deity. He took us to another little street there, and they have very old Jagannath deities that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu worshipped when he was in Jagannath Puri. So then he sat us down and he brought us to the temple, and he, of course, he spoke very good Tamil, and he chastised the Brahmin. No, let them. And he brought us, and we had the darshan of Lord Ranganath and everything. And we spent some time discussing with him. And we showed him one of Prabhupada's books. At that time, we did not have this was 1972. We did not have the whole Bhagavata. We just had the first canto. So he looked at this. Of course, these pandits, they know Sanskrit very well. And he was looking at all the pictures. He says, actually, I want to tell you something. He says, your guru, he's the summum bonum of all Acharyas. He says, how do you say that? And we asked him, how do you say that? He says, because in order to do this, you not only do you have to know Sanskrit, but you have to know just not the Sanskrit, you have to be able to read all the commentaries of the Acharyas. Just what we read today. Actually, when Prabhupada was here, a few times we had the chance at night in 1977 to watch Prabhupada translate the book. And he had this big book. It must have been it's a huge book that was published 200 years ago. It has all the Sanskrit commentaries of all the Vaishnava Acharyas. It has the commentary of Vijayadvaj Tirtha, the Madhva Sampradaya, Viragavacharya of the Sri Sampradaya, commentary of Vallabhacharya, that's Jiva Goswami's commentary, Sanatana Goswami's commentary, Prabhupada's Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta's commentary, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary, so many commentaries all in Sanskrit. In order to produce these, 25, 26 lines, Prabhupada would sometimes take an hour, and he's analyzing all of this. And he's giving these purports. So these purports are not just some English writing. This is the actual translation of all the essence of all these acharyas. Another time, one devotee asked Prabhupada, oh Prabhupada, why don't you translate faster? We want to publish more books quicker. Prabhupada says, you do not understand. He says, these books are my devotional ecstasies. In 1970, when Srila Prabhupada was in Los Angeles, they came out in July with the book, The Nectar of Devotion, the translation. So when Prabhupada released this book, he said, this is the actual law book of ISKCON. This is the actual law book of ISKCON. Just last week I was with Jitarati and one devotee Dhamma and Tattva Darshan, and we were discussing this issue. And one devotee brought, in ISKCON they enacted some laws of ISKCON. And I said, well, you can't have two sets of laws. Prabhupada has already said we have the law book, which is the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So if somebody brings another set of laws, which they claim this is the new laws of ISKCON, we have to see whether this new set of laws correspond to Prabhupada's idea of the law. Just like in the state of Karnataka, you have some laws. You cannot manufacture the law in your house and go to court and say, I have my own set of law, Your Honor. Why my law cannot be recognized here? They will laugh. Prabhupada continues, the devotee should avoid a person whose character is not based in the standard understanding, even though he may be a Vaishnava or a devotee of Krishna. If his character is not correctly representative, then he should be avoided. One should steadily control the senses and the mind and strictly follow the rules and regulations, and he should make friendship with persons of the same standard. Unquote. Why is this so important? Because we mentioned earlier, there's different kind of understanding in the Vaishnava movement that Prabhupada started. And we have to associate with devotees who have the correct understanding, the proper understanding of following the teachings of Prabhupada, the instruction of Prabhupada without change, without concoction, without adulteration. Just like previously in a previous discussion, we discussed how Prabhupada was giving several times the example of this sweet shop, this Rasgula shop in Calcutta, K.C. Das. And he would often compare why such high quality sweets they were making, because they never changed the recipe. You know, in Calcutta there's many sweet shops. K.C. Das is not the only sweet shop. There are many sweet shops. But that quality, that is the utmost quality. Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness like that. There is no change from the original as it is. Without concoction, without manufacturing, without changes. Because that is the message of the Acharyas. Because the tendency for people is to deviate. The conditioned soul likes to deviate. And the liberated soul likes to follow. To think that the Acharya can commit a mistake or deviate from tradition is foolish. You know, in Prabhupada's lifetime, there was a morning walk where some devotee came to Prabhupada. Oh, Prabhupada, we heard that one devotee is preaching that the Acharya doesn't have to be a pure devotee. Before he could even finish his sentence, Prabhupada said, who is that rascal? The devotee was like, they were looking at Prabhupada. Prabhupada was upset. Who is that rascal? Somebody said, that devotee Nitai. Prabhupada had rejected him. Prabhupada said, he has become his own authority. Prabhupada, the Acharya doesn't have to be a pure devotee. So whenever somebody tries to invent a philosophy that it's very common for gurus to fall down, this is not tradition, this is all foolishness. There was one devotee named Guru Kripa. He was Swami at the time. He went to Prabhupada. He says, Prabhupada, of all the things that you have taught, what is the most important? And Prabhupada says, Yasya devi parabhaktir yata devi tata guru tasyaite kachitaryaptaha prakashante mahatmana. That if you have firm faith in Guru and Krishna, then everything will be revealed to you. Did anybody ever get a revelation that there's a higher understanding, a lower understanding? Where did that come from? Because if one does not hear submissively and has firm faith in the Acharya, he will develop some crazy idea. He will manufacture something. So many, just like some people, they have manufactured an idea. Oh, now we can re-edit Prabhupada's books and go to the manuscript and redo the books. Prabhupada gives such instruction. We wrote a letter, some devotees wrote a letter to them. They say, whether Prabhupada has given any direct verifiable evidence to go back to the manuscript and change the books. They reply, we are not aware of this. I says, whether your GBC has ever found such instruction. Nowhere we can find such instruction. Then why you are changing? If Prabhupada has not given you instruction to go change his book with some grammatical embellishment program, why change it? When Prabhupada was there, so many scholars, you read this Bhagavad Gita, there are so many scholars that have given nice reviews and appreciation of his books. Amir Vilas Maharaj knows he was there. You see? So many scholars would come. Did any one of them complain, oh no, this is not proper? No, none of them would dare do that. They all appreciate it. Prabhupada has given no such instruction that you go rewrite all the books. Of course, those who claim that they have seen the truth, they have a so-called higher understanding. But we see that so-called higher understanding is not based on the law book of ISKCON. It is based on Manodharma. Manodharma in Chaitanya Charitamrita is described mental speculation. He concocts something out of the thin air. We see in the Kali Santarana Upanishad, Iti Shodashakam Nam Nam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam, that this contamination, this Kali Kalmasha, the contamination of this age of Kali can be very easily counteracted. How? Shodashakam Nam Nam, these 16 names of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But somebody may say, well, what about your Vedanta? I had one big pundit once say, that is nice, you chant Hare Krishna, but you have to study Vedanta. I said, no, you have not studied Vedanta properly. I could give him that verse. Iti Shodashakam Nam Nam Kali Kalmashanasana. Nata Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. All the Vedas recommend this. This is the recommendation. Because we see practically in this age, people don't have the time, they don't have the inclination, and even some of these big so-called pundits, they don't understand very well. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this recommendation. That's why the system is very powerful if there's no change in the formula. You know, we were in Vrindavan in 77. When Prabhupada came to America, they used to chant Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya. If you listen to some of the first tapes from 1966, 67, it's available on the internet. They were chanting Bhaja Sri. And in 1977 in Vrindavan, there were some Sahajias. They were chanting Nitai Gaura Deshyam Bhaja Hari Krishna Hari Ram. They were behind the Krishna Bharat temple. And the Prabhupada, at one point, we were all in the room, he says, no, stop. From now on, you say Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Because Prabhupada did not want everything to become a cheap Apa Sampradaya. It's like in Canada, there was one big temple that was open in Toronto, Ontario. Big, huge temple. So after they had got that place, Prabhupada called the temple president and he says, you have done very nicely. Thank you so much for getting this temple. He says, now make sure it doesn't become a Haribol Sampradaya. So this person, what is Prabhupada? What is a Haribol Sampradaya? He says, yes, sometimes in India, especially in Bengal, they have some Vaishnavas, so-called Vaishnavas, they're Sahajias. They're Haribo, 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 but they don't study Shastra. They don't study. So if you don't study my book, Shastra, eventually this will also become a Haribo Sampradaya. And we see the phenomena. We see the phenomena. Believe me, if you carefully study and follow some of these things that some people say in this movement, some people, they have gone the path, just like if you go from Shimoga to Kollur, and you decide, oh, that looks nice, that little mountain over there, you're going to get lost. You know, they have these mountains, there's Kuduchadri and so many of these forests. If you just start walking and walking, you get lost. You have to follow the road. Mahajano yenagata sapanta.